Hello everyone, and welcome back to the OverMangaCast. My name is Sam. Normally, here at the top of the show, it's where we talk about our familiarity with what we read this week, but we went to Otakon and we're really tired.
Yeah, we don't plan too well. But we thought we'd do something fun. So we've got a good old-fashioned tier list where we're going to rank manga because we're a manga podcast. You'd think we'd be good at this.
What? We're a manga podcast, despite all evidence to the contrary.
I will also let you know, we curated this list ahead of time and felt very bad about not being able to recognize a good chunk of these. The ones we're reading are the ones we could at least read to you.
Yeah, there's like 25 things in this list that we're just like, we have no clue.
No clue, and the picture is too small for Jay to read the kanji. So...
fresh out of luck.
They would all be ranked haven't seen anyway, so...
Yes, we've got your standard tier list here with haven't read at the very bottom to make sure. Other than that, it's your classic S through F. And
do we want to set a ground rule for what qualifies as an F before we even start?
Yeah, I think that's important. Something you felt personally insulted by? Jake's not here.
If you have strong feelings that this is absolutely terrible, I wouldn't say necessarily art, as critical as I am on art style, would be immediately like a failure. It would have to have like some kind of storyline, like gaps or shortcomings, little to no character development. It would just have to be awful, I guess.
It would have to be a failure as a manga, which is like not a personal taste thing. This is not even a thing of the medium it's representing.
Yeah,
published this, I think.
Who published this?
Who published this? I want to talk to their manager.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, without further ado, let's start this up. And the first manga on our list is something I'm sure is going to go over great with us. Quintessential quintuplets.
So strictly speaking, this is a haven't read for me. I have heard of it, of course. It's hard not to. The greatest amount of contact I've had with it was we found standees of all the girls in wedding dresses at Otakon and took pictures in front of it.
Yes, because we're losers. I unfortunately have read the first chapter of this because I was curious, so I can't say haven't read. That being said, I kind of want to put it in haven't read because I can't fairly judge it because I was just like, this is okay. Jay, I assume you equally don't have an opinion?
This is another haven't read, so...
Let's average out into haven't read because I basically haven't read it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, gosh.
I've seen a bit of the anime on Netflix.
Same here. I have to say, I know this has a pretty large fandom. I was not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've read some of the manga, and my gut reaction is D, but I upped it to like a mid C.
Yeah, sorry to come off as a hater. This just did not speak to me. Again,
I think like low C, high D is where this belongs. It's very generic, like shonen slop.
I like the axe guy. Is he the Demon of Pride, I think?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mr. Praise the Sun.
Yeah, is he not the Demon of Pride? Elsinore, the nerd who gets super buff.
Yeah, he gets it. Yeah, high noon when the sun is all the way up, he gets super strong.
Main character's Pride. That's right.
Yeah.
He's cool. Everyone else in this is really generic, so D. Because again, it's clearly not a failure of a manga. Like,
people do like it.
Oh yeah,
it's just not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up is a controversial pick, Act Age.
This is a haven't read for me.
This is a haven't read for me as well.
So it's all up to you, Matt.
It's okay. It's got the stain of its creator going to jail. Or, it's even worse because it was a co-creator situation. So half of the team went to jail for, like, what manga could go to jail for. I'm not gonna.
Ooh.
Yeah. So here is something I have read a lot of: Air Gear.
I feel like I've read this in the past.
I'm familiar with the title. It is not. I haven't picked it up, honestly.
Air Gear is about gangs of kids who have these skates that have like these things called air gears instead of wheels that basically give them super speed, and the main character wants to fly. It's also notorious because Obama is a character later on in it.
Okay.
My gut feeling for Air Gear is it is a high B, low A. If it was just like the first couple of arcs of Air Gear, I'd say this is a solid A, but it does taper off, in my opinion.
You know what? Based on your description, I want to read it, but
I would love to read Air Gear for the podcast. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have Blue Exorcist, something I have not read.
I have read the first 5 or 6 volumes. I have watched all of season 1 or 2. I enjoyed.
So where did you feel this goes on the tier list?
That's a good question. As far as plot, and again, fully aware this also has quite a bit of a fandom behind it. I personally enjoyed because it had, fantasy, supernatural. It obviously had, demons, witches, that kind of thing. I would say either a C or a B ranking. It wasn't the top of the top.
I put it in C, so it sounds like it's high C.
I would recommend. Yeah. I would recommend everyone check it out.
All right. And that's a haven't read for me, so I'm leaving it to you two.
Okay. Here's something you two should have opinions on.
I didn't finish it.
Something called Shingeki no Kyojin. What the hell is that?
Attack on Titan.
I'm pretty sure if you're not familiar with this piece, get out.
I've consumed, I was gonna say a decent amount, but really I barely got, I haven't gotten past most of the first arc of it.
Yeah. Are you talking about strictly the manga, correct? Have you read any of the manga?
I've read a few chapters of the manga. I've seen a bit of the anime, or more of the anime, I should say.
Yeah.
And I got to when Aaron had to move the boulder.
Man, you were just eroding your credibility with every sentence, Sam.
I liked AOT of what I saw and what I've heard about future stuff. I would put AOT at like high B, low A.
I would say low A.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those that I am deficient in the manga, but like so many, we've obviously watched the movie, unfortunately.
Shut up about that movie.
That movie will haunt us till we die.
We are never doing part 2.
And I've watched, I think up to season 3. So yes, I'm behind. Yes, fine. Say what you have to say, but I have consumed what I've consumed, and I enjoyed it. So I agree with that ranking. Also, it is an amazing opening. I love that soundtrack.
Every opening on that is an absolute 10 out of 10.
Banger.
Oh, so probably one we're all going to put in haven't read. Next up is Ashita no Joe, which is a fighting manga that only I probably know about because I'm pretty sure it's about boxing. Yes, it is about boxing. It is on my list of things to read, but haven't read.
Ashta? Meaning yesterday?
Tomorrow's Joe is how Wikipedia has.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Assassination Classroom.
Heck yes. This is my guilty pleasure because the character design is very questionable. And honestly, I think I watched and read more of this simply because I wanted to know how these characters, I was just confused. But continue.
I think you've got the soul rating on this because I didn't. And I didn't read it.
Yeah, I'm afraid me neither. So where would you put it?
I did enjoy it. Unfortunately, I did not carry on with the series. I would say at least maybe a C or B. It was very funny. It's a comedy. Obviously.
Higher or lower than Blue Exorcist?
Blue Exorcist wasn't really a comedy. I would rank it like maybe like C is fine.
All right. So C higher than Blue Exorcist?
No.
Okay.
But again, I'll take the criticism. They are just very different like themes. So one's a comedy and one is more like shonen. Okay. Magical shonen. Right. So different. Different vibes.
Next up is Astra Lost in Space, a thing none of us have read, but we've been told to read for the podcast a couple of times, so it's on a short list.
It's on a short list. Maybe if you can convince us to read it.
Especially now that we've talked about it here. Next up, Bucky!
Yes. 10 out of 10. I love watching Baki.
Baki is great.
It's glorious.
It's no Garuden.
No, it is not. It is not Garuden. And it slightly makes more plot sense than JoJo's. Sorry, JoJo's fans. But it does make more sense. I can be fully paying attention to JoJo's and still not know what's happening. Sam can attest to
I
this.
think that's a skill issue.
It's like, what is happening?
But no, I think Baki's worthy of A tier.
Whoa, plot too? Wow. The art's beautiful.
The art is the plot for Baki, if I understand it correctly.
Pretty much.
Okay.
If you're not enjoying the peak male form.
Okay. Next up, we've got Bakuman, the Death Note's creators' sequel series about two kids becoming mangaka.
Right. I have heard of this, but I've not read it.
Yeah, I've heard of it, not read, unfortunately.
So I have read quite a lot of this. However, this was when I was younger, so I don't know how well this manga has aged, but based solely on my memories, it is going to go as a low B.
All right.
You love our low Bs.
Sounds fair to me.
Next up, B-Stars, which is Jay's favorite, so I'll just go ahead and put that in S tier.
Yeah. No! B-Stars S tier, let's go!
No!
You're right, we should just downgrade it to A tier.
Oh my God. I hate you both.
I could be talked into a high B, but
oh my God.
B-Stars is good.
Unironically, I would say that B-Stars is A tier. It's really good.
I think, okay, so for me, as I've told my co-host here, it is the anime that ruins it for me.
Well,
I just can't.
We're ranking the manga, so
yes, I agree the manga is pretty good. Okay. It's enough detachment so it's not weird. And then it gets weird.
Okay. Next up is Beelzebub, which I'm sure I'm the only one who's read, and I will put solidly in mid-C because
wait, is this the one where he has the son?
It's got the little baby from hell, and he's got to fight people.
Oh my God, I think I did see this one.
Oh.
I would get it a B. It's cute. It's very cute.
It's very cute. Barely a shonen.
Yeah, it's cute though.
Low B is a good place for it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of barely a shonen, we have Black Clover.
This is the one that has been on my short list forever. I've read several volumes. It dropped off years ago. I understand it's like gotten so much better. Everyone's told me that I need to continue reading this and finish it. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I read the first arc of Black Clover, and like I think it's good. But the problem is I stopped reading it because Asta is not the main character I wanted him to be. Because when you hear, oh, yes, I'm the only person in a magic world who can't use magic, except I then get magic that's better than all the other magic because it's like anti-magic.
It's too much pandering or something. It's too edgy, too edgelord.
But it is very fun.
It is very fun. And I remember I was warring between this and, was it Seraph of the End? What else was like popular when this came out?
I would have no way of knowing.
I think
Probably
it was
Seraph of the End.
Yeah, I think it was those two.
Yeah,
I'd say low B, high C.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, no. Hold on. It's better than Beelzebub. What am I even talking about here? Like, it is mid B based on our ranking.
There you go.
Okay. So next up
is S tier.
F tier. I agree because
no, you're wrong.
Maybe
I
could
have read
say
this manga in English, in French, and in Japanese, and it is 100% amazing. It is Black Butler.
So F tier?
No, S. It is amazing.
It's not F.
It continues to this day. There is another season airing right now.
It wasn't good, but I
This defined my childhood.
Hey, I don't have a horse in this race. This one's between you two.
Let's put it at the top of B for Black Butler.
Okay, that's a good compromise.
Speaking of top of B,
how dare you?
I think Bleach.
I will concede that no, absolutely not, Matthew.
To be fair, the picture of this is the cover of Volume 19. So
I think Bleach deserves like a low to mid B.
Agreed.
So beneath Black Butler, but above Air Gear?
Yeah.
That sounds fair.
That is not my personal ranking, but I will concede to my co-host. Next up, Blood Sea, title I recognize but have never read.
Me neither.
Blood Sea. Wait, is this Blood Plus the sequel or the prequel? I might have read it. I don't know. That's TBD.
Yes, actually, it is related to Blood Plus. It looks like.
Okay, yeah, I probably have read it. I remember it being okay because obviously, if I remembered it being like amazing, I probably would have remembered it a lot faster.
Okay. So, are we ranking this a C or are we giving it the quintessential quintuplets? I can't remember anything about it, so I don't feel like ranking it. Okay. Next up, Blue Lock, S tier.
S tier.
Blue Lock S tier. Blue Lock S tier.
This podcast loves Blue Lock, and
please tell us to read more Blue Lock, please.
We are incredibly biased towards Blue Lock.
Ooh, speaking about being incredibly biased, next up is My Hero Academia, otherwise known as Mid Hero Academia, because I want to be C.
Yep, I think that's fair.
So, as we accept on this podcast, there's not necessarily anything wrong with being mid.
Look, I am of the opinion
C's get degrees, friends.
Yep, C's get degrees. I'm of the opinion that early Hiroaka, like, really... like the very beginning where Deku first meets All Might and, you know, gets the quirk and whatnot. I think that its peak, but it very quickly began to rest on its laurels. So I think C is very appropriate.
It is one of those manga I can see. This is so popular because it's so average. It's like vanilla is like the most popular flavor of ice cream. Like, I'm not going to say anything about that, but like...
It started off really, really high, and then it didn't even, like, hit a nadir. It just hit, like, a plateau and just stayed there.
Hey, it just recently ended, so...
That it did. And I don't have an opinion about the ending because I'm not that far.
Nor will I ever get that far. Next up is an oldie but a goodie. Bobo.
Oh... this is entirely nostalgia, but I fucking love Bobobo, man.
I do.
I enjoyed it too.
I made the mistake of rewatching the anime not recently, but past the age that's clearly the target demographic, and it is pretty cringe. But the nostalgia in my heart is this is peak random nonsense when random nonsense was like the humor du jour. You know, it filled a niche right when it needed to.
Yeah, that early to mid 2000s lol so random, that was Bobobo.
Yeah. So I love it. I think probably a high C is a great place for it.
Mm-hmm. I will always respect the fist of the nose hair.
Better.
I love Jelly Jiggler so much. There was someone selling a backpack of him at Otakon.
What?
And it was in the shape of Jelly Jiggler that you just strap on your back.
Now, damn.
Magnificent.
That is magnificent. I need to look at this. I need to find this.
Okay, next up. Oh, it's Boruto.
It's Boruto.
That goes under haven't read because I'm trying to avoid spoilers because I may or may not continue with the Naruto verse. Question mark.
If we're talking strictly about Boruto, it's a haven't read. I've read plenty of Naruto, but Boruto is unknown to me.
Yes.
Except for what I've seen in like clip reels, and that's not a good measure of quality.
I read the first couple of chapters when it came out and didn't continue reading, but I will delegate to haven't read, considering I'm not a huge fan of Naruto anyway. So,
just based on what I've gotten out of like clip shows, Boruto is like, hey, what if we did a next generation story? Actually, screw that. People love Naruto and Sasuke. Let's keep them going.
Well, because they brought Kishimoto back on.
They brought Kishimoto back on, so it's like we're gonna sideline Boruto so his dad can get a 7th transformation.
There we go.
You do.
Okay, next up, Burn the Witch, something we've read on the podcast.
Love it.
Yeah, I enjoyed this quite a lot. I think a high B to low A is a good spot for it.
Yes, it helped redeem my love of Bleach. Yes.
It is all the good things about Bleach without going on for too long, so I like it more.
Mm-hmm. Very fair.
Next up, Build King. Build King is very bad. It's I would say a low D, if not. I don't think it fails as a manga, but it comes as probably as close as anything we're gonna read is gonna be.
I'm gonna take your word on it.
Yeah, I haven't read that.
Okay. Next up, Cells at Work.
I think this is adorable. I would rank it a maybe low B.
Low B, high C.
I don't know.
High C. That sounds about right. It's cute. It's cute edutainment.
That is exactly it. I think sometimes the edutainment makes it a little dry. So it's like, yeah, I'm learning, but like, if I'm to rank it on how entertaining it was, it has another purpose.
Yeah.
City Hunter is a name I recognize, but actually don't think I've read.
Me neither.
Nope.
Fair. Next up, Claymore.
Banger opening.
Love this is something that is absolutely on my to-read list, but I haven't gotten to yet because I hear this is in like the same echelon as like Berserk and Kingdom.
Correct. Girls being badass. Yes.
Yeah.
With
so
swords.
Jay, do you have a ranking then?
Yes, it's A.
Okay. Would you say it's above Burn the Witch?
Yeah, actually. Well, because it's classic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some nostalgia going for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Detective Conan. I love Detective Conan.
Matt's got massive bias on this one. I would put Detective Conan at a it's very solidly like high B. I think that's just because it's gone on for so long. It's got such a breadth of like
fair.
Of content to it that it averages out.
High B or mid B?
High B, I think.
Jay, do you have any disagreements with that?
I don't really have a dog in this fight. I have consumed some Conan. It just wasn't quite my cup of tea, but I don't think it's bad anyway, you know?
Yeah, Detective Conan, the series we have decided just wouldn't work for how our podcast is formatted. But if you want to hear me talk about Detective Conan, I have been on the One Podcast Prevails a couple times.
Show how much you hate
Make sure to go check them out.
So that's hosted by friend of the pod, Colton. So go check that out.
Boy, Colton, we need to get him back on soon.
We do. Next up. Oh, is this even fair? Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw
He's just
Man,
like me, for real, for real.
S tier above Blue Lock. Like,
I never thought I could see an anime that or a manga that like captured every breadth of what I enjoy.
as we have said repeatedly, Chainsaw Man is basically my entire onus for starting this podcast. Is I wanted to talk with my friends about this manga. Like,
Oh, it's so good.
the next one has a Japanese title that I can't remember. It's Dogeshi Kanjo or something. It's the manga where they have a cute little snack shop. It's by the mangaka of Call of the Night.
That's I haven't read for me.
Yeah, I have. It's cute.
I don't think I've read this one. I watched the anime.
I'm at a high C. I could be convinced if you guys want to downgrade it any.
I don't have an opinion.
Okay, cool. Ooh, well, this isn't fair. This is 3 separate ones, but
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Why would you do that?
So the original Dragon Ball.
The original Dragon Ball Magical Adventure, Little Boy Goku.
Nostalgia for me. It's cute. It's snippy. It's little one shot. Little whatever.
You get it out of that F tier, Matt. Jake is gonna show up
through
just
the
to
screen at you.
Jacob didn't show up to this call.
I think
I like
OG,
D for Dragon Ball.
I put it at the top of D. It's definitely better than Seven Deadly Sins.
It is.
You know what? You're not wrong. I think the original Dragon Ball really suffers from being a product of its time too much.
Yeah.
And it also I will give it its flowers. It did kickstart a bunch of how shonen manga then later became, but it also kind of suffers from that. Is that going back, it's like other shows have done this.
It feels really basic.
Yes.
It was the foundation. That's why.
We go into Z.
We go into Z.
S tier.
For some reason, this tier list split Dragon Ball between Kid Goku and Time Skip Goku.
Because that is what the Shonen Jump English covers do. They separate Z and Dragon Ball and Super. Which is fair, because Super is a separate series.
Oh, that is Super.
Yep.
Okay,
so
the screen share was too tiny. Z, I put Z at I put Z in B tier. High B tier, I think.
Above Black Butler, below Detective Conan.
The parts of Z that prevent it from being A tier are powerful enough to knock it into that position. If it weren't for stuff like, some of Toriyama's shakier writing or the existence of Boo.
I love Boo.
I loved Boo. Keep Boo out of your mouth.
It's weird. If Boo was like entirely in isolation, I would like Boo a lot.
I like how Goku's not part of the Boo saga for a lot of it. That's really enjoyable for me.
Yeah, the part that kills me about the Boo saga is that it's got so much like of the most iconic and the most iconic Vegeta stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it does. Because you needed to get Goku out of the picture for Vegeta to shine.
You know what? Bump it up a stage higher. I've talked myself into it.
Yes.
I want everyone to know I would have put Dragon Ball Z at low B. Now Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super is C tier at absolute maximum.
It is above Dragon Ball Z in A tier.
No, it's not.
I do not know.
I love Beerus so much.
Matt, you read the Goku Black arc with us.
The Goku Black arc is the greatest piece of comedy I've ever read.
We are specifically talking about the manga. If we're talking about the anime, I could kind of see an argument.
No, I love the manga because they give up on the plot halfway through and just No, it's I don't know. Super definitely has moments where I would say it's F tier because it fails at being a manga, but it does have really good fights, even if those fights are from other things.
Mm-hmm. Zeno and his cubes, or however they beat Goku Black. Don't remember.
I would say mid C, like the middest of the mids.
Yeah,
better than Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
Okay, but less than Bobobo. That's fair.
Less than Bobobo, yeah.
Oh man, when Jacob sees this episode, he's gonna be very mad.
Yes.
He's lucky we put it on the board at all, actually. So.
Next up, Death Note. Death Note's really good.
Death Note is really good. It's definitely an A-tier manga. At minimum.
High A, low S is kind of where I'm at with Death Note. The second half does kind of drag.
But I'm one of the people.
There have been lots of imitations, but none of them hit as hard as Death Note.
I really like the ending. I know that's a controversial take for some people.
The ending is very good. I don't like the whole bit with Nier and Mello and Matt. It takes a while to get there.
It does. Devilman. This is one that I definitely need to consume more of. I have seen quite a bit of it, but not as much as I
have not
want.
read.
I have not read either.
Just based on what I have already consumed, I would put Devilman in B.
Okay. I could give it a low B.
Yeah, that is just off of not having a complete read of it, but from what I've seen, very good.
Yeah, sounds good. Next up, D Gray Man, a manga I recognize the title of, but have never read.
Same.
I have read the first few chapters, and it did not impress me. So,
do you want to rank it, or do you want to absolve yourself from voting?
I'm gonna absolve myself from voting.
But right now we're about halfway through the list, so let's take a quick break.
Okay. Yeah, let's break.
Quick break.
And we're back. And we've got a fun one coming up. Domestic Girlfriend.
Actually, this is the pinnacle of culture. Yeah.
Of course, Jay's read it.
This is a not read for me. I have heard of it, but I haven't read it.
We have been told to read this for the podcast.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not sure if they're trolling us.
Is this the one where the quiet girl and the shy boy become like not actually a couple, but
No, that's blanking on the name.
Hopelessly in love with his teacher.
Oh,
where he meets an odd girl who invites him to sneak out. Oh, this actually seems fun.
This sounds hilarious. All right, this is on the haven't read, but we might for the show as a joke.
So I think this might actually just be good too, as a thing. So we'll find out. Okay, next up, Doraemon. Something I've never read.
I've never read this. I know it's a very, very popular kids show.
Okay, next up, Dororo, a manga I've only briefly skimmed while I was in a Barnes and Noble. I love the remake anime that came out.
The remake anime slaps hard. I still freaking listen to that ending song.
Unfortunately, we can't rank the manga by how well the anime. I really
the
love
anime
that
slaps.
Oh, next one's an easy win for us. Dr. Stone.
S.
Oh yeah.
There's too many hot people in this manga, and they're even hotter in the anime. I'm conflicted.
Yeah, easy low S tier for Dr. Stone. Dead Man Wonderland.
I really enjoyed it. Was very upset that it got canceled.
I'm not a fan of Dead Man Wonderland. That's personal bias.
For the violence?
Kinda, yeah. Which is weird. But something about the violence in this one just...
It's the fact they shoot their blood at each other?
Something about the violence in this one unsettled me more than violence in other manga. I don't know why. It just did.
Okay. I would give it a low B, because it does fall off in the last bit. Jay, do you have any opinion that is drastically different?
That's my opinion. I really enjoyed it and was very upset to find out that it got canceled after season 1.
Are you fine with a low? Okay, season 1 is the anime. We're talking about the manga here.
I have the manga. I have the entire series at home. Yeah.
Okay, then how would you rank it? Is really what we're doing here.
I would rank it like a mid B.
Okay. Okie dokie. Next up is High School D&D. I've never read it.
I have not read it. It looks funny though.
So Sam, what would you rank this?
We're putting that in S tier, brother. Wait a minute. No. I think C to D tier is worthwhile for it.
I like high D because it's D&D, so it's twice as D as Dragon Ball. iShield 21.
iShield 21 is an A tier, I think.
I would put it like mid A.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, and also just for this podcast bias, got that sweet Murata art.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely some description of what that was.
It's got that sweet Murata art and also shark teeth boy.
Okay. So yeah, iShield 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez, we're getting a bunch of hits in a row. Eden Zero.
I know Jake loves it. I understand why Jake loves it. I think it's like high B tier at best.
I think it's low. I think it's fun. I don't think it's good.
I think it's high. I think it's high B tier, but I would not argue putting it lower.
I honestly feel high C is about as high as it can possibly go.
Fair enough.
And Jay is not on those episodes, so. Fairy Tale. Jeez. They're basically the same manga, so
they are.
Put it directly next to Eden Zero. There we go.
All
right. Ooh, yes.
Fire Force.
A.
High A.
Heck
High A.
yes.
Yep. High A. Yep.
It has all the things I need. It
has parts it could be better in, but those are few and far between.
We need to read more Fire Force, guys.
We do.
I've been down for that. Now, here's one that I haven't read but want to. Fire Punch.
It just like, how do you argue with a title like that?
I love Fire Punch, but of course I love Fire Punch. Like I have it placed in the bottom of S tier, but I could be talked down.
Unfortunately, I do not have an opinion because I haven't read it, but I do really want to.
Okay. Just because I feel bad putting it in S tier when I have neither of the co-host approval, I will put it high A tier between Death Note and Attack on Titan.
Fair.
Full Metal Alchemist.
FMA, let's go.
F for FMA.
No, absolutely freaking not.
S tier. Get it up there.
Now, S tier where? In front of Dr. Stone?
How can I grade this in an unbiased way? It's for me, it's like heavy nostalgia, obviously. And there's also like, we watched the movies. The movies also were thoroughly entertaining. It's just such a good story.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say higher than Dr. Stone because while Dr. Stone does have objectively like better art, it does have a slight knock because of that whole edutainment thing that takes away from the plot. Meanwhile, FMA is just all plot all the time, constantly building on itself, weaving more and more intricate webs. You don't know how deep you are the second you crack open the first volume, and you'll never know how deep you are until you finish it like 3 more times. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's a good place for it.
Very succinctly put, Sam.
Okay. We've also been told to read this a few times. Fist of the North Star.
Takuto no Ken.
I've not read it, but I did watch the movie, and that's basically the same thing, right?
I've not read the manga. I have consumed other media for it, but I can't say for the manga.
Next up, Frieren, Beyond Journey's End.
God, I really want to read more Frieren because I really enjoyed it.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why everyone's so hyped about it? It was just solidly like just okay for me.
I say high B.
I think high B's a good spot for it.
Okay.
I don't get it.
After Bleach? Let's put it after Air Gear.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, honestly, keep the thirsty people away. Like, what actually does this have that like bumps it up?
I really like Frieren as a character. It's like Jake and I talked about on the character arcs discussion episode. Frieren is interesting as a character because she's already done her character growth. She's got character side grades.
Well, yeah, she's just basically mommy.
Wait, hold on. No, Frieren has not already done her character growth. That's the entire thing.
Yeah, she's been stunted and now is having to figure out life now being a role model. And she's like, what the heck is this?
I was operating off of what we've done on the show so far.
Okay. Yeah. Next up, Gintama.
Gintama.
I don't feel like I've read enough of Gintama.
I've read a lot of Gintama too. It's the thing.
It's the problem. I think mid to high C. Because while I recognize why it's so beloved, but I can't say I wholeheartedly agree.
I love every time Colton has talked to me about Gintama, and I really respect his opinion. I do not share it in a lot of cases, so
that's about how I feel.
I feel like it's like Bobobo, so I'm gonna put it right next to it, but Bobobo I like better.
But I mean, I feel like everyone kind of has that, you know, like I love Bleach despite all of its flaws, but
like that's the thing. We're not ranking it F because we don't think it has failed as a manga. Is really
no. I don't question why this was published. No.
If you like an F tier manga, then clearly something's wrong with you.
Yes.
So
yes. Fortunately, we have nothing of that caliber quite yet.
Yeah, nothing could possibly be that bad. So next up, GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka. I love the anime. The manga I've read a bit. I tried to show the anime to Jay and she did not like it. Nostalgia's sake, I'd say it's pretty fun. I'd rank it probably high C, low B.
I don't have a opinion. So
I'll put it in there. Okay. Oh, we've read this one. Haikyuu.
Haikyuu.
Very aggressive following. I did not hate this.
Funny thing is, we have read it, except not me, because I wasn't actually on that episode, but I did edit the episode.
I mean,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
yes. So I did not hate it. And it was a solid, I think, sports anime. Younger shonen sports anime that I didn't absolutely hate. So sure.
I'd rank it mid B. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm just not a sports anime person.
Speaking of sports anime, Hajime no Ippo. So I have not read the manga for this.
Me neither. I do respect Ippo, but I've not read the manga. So
I have watched a lot of the anime though. But that is my place on that. Another one I'm pretty sure we haven't read, Hard Cop and Dolphin.
But with that title, I kind of am curious now.
Same.
Okay. Next up, Reborn, a manga I read in
I've heard of this.
School?
Is this another sports anime or sports manga?
It's Mafia. It's
Mafia,
the little baby member of the Mafia. The old Don
was just... yeah.
And they had to go through his family tree to find this kid in Japan who is the closest living descendant. And he is being... I'm sorry, he's not the closest living descendant, but he's being trained to like inherit the Mafia Don ship.
But he's like a baby, and it's funny.
He's a little baby with a gun that causes, when he shoots people with the special reborn bullet, it causes them to, if they die with any regrets, come back with the energy to fulfill that regret. So he shoots the main kid tons of times because he is nothing but constantly not doing things. It's fun.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. I would say it's better than Eden Zero, but not much.
That hits hard.
Okay, Hikaru no Go. I've read a lot of this. I couldn't really give it a low C. Like it's fine. Like, it does kind of make a weird decision halfway through where the ghost disappears, but yeah, it's it is a sports manga about the game Go. In fact, I'll put it as a high D.
There you go.
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Love Hunter x Hunter.
We do love Hunter x Hunter here.
I don't hate Hunter x Hunter. I love its brother more.
Well,
because I'm biased.
Fair.
If you can't tell.
It's a mid A is where we're feeling about Hunter x Hunter.
Agreed.
Okay. Strawberry 100%, a title I recognize but have never read.
I haven't read either.
Me neither.
Okay.
I played 100% Orange Juice. I don't think that's the same thing.
No, not even close. Inuyasha! Kagome!
Oh my god, please. Solid C. It's nostalgia for me. The plot wasn't really that complex or convoluted or anything. It was just a lot of romantic tension.
Yeah. So, to be fair, we're ranking the manga, which doesn't have a lot of the filler, which is what we're mocking.
Yes.
The manga's pretty good. But the problem is most of these are pretty good. This is already clearly a list that's been self-selected for things that aren't garbage. So I feel like mid C.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next up, Hell's Paradise.
Heck yes. I really enjoy this.
Yeah, I'd put this in A tier.
Yes. Read the manga, have caught up on the anime. Heck yes. Love it.
Low A, mid A.
I would say mid A.
Yeah,
I really
mid-A.
enjoyed it.
Okay. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Okay.
We're doing the manga, right?
The manga.
This is where I might fall off a bit because I love the plot.
The plot is really good.
I am not, and I've already been vocal about this, I do not like the art.
I still have no idea what you're talking about every time you make that complaint because the art
because
is
it's the thing where they don't do a great job of conveying action.
The thing that kills me about JJK is, God, I really wish they could transition smoothly into a flashback. My ability to determine when we are in the plot is really shaky for JJK, which it shouldn't be.
So we feel in low B then? Mid B, high B, low A?
Mid to high B, I think. Because I respect it for what it is, but I feel like structurally it's got some weaknesses that knock it to that point.
Yeah.
Let's put it next to Air Gear. That seems fair.
Yeah.
Listen to our JJK episode. We all loved it. Again.
Yes, we all loved it and no one had any complaints.
Nope, no one at all.
Moving on.
Jojo!
S.
Now here's the question. This cover is specifically Phantom Blood, or are we doing all of the JoJo manga?
This is unfair that they don't split up JoJo's, but they split up Dragon Ball, really?
Yeah, that was...
Phantom Blood is probably my favorite JoJo's arc, to be fair, but
it's really good.
Is it better than Fire Force?
They're different genres. This is what I mean. It's really hard to rank them because they're just they give different feelings. Very different feelings.
If we're talking about just Phantom Blood, I would say that it's right there in the middle between Fire Force and Death Note. I'd say it's good.
Better than Death Note only because Phantom Blood's relatively short and is an easy read.
Yeah.
Which is an insane way to compare them, but they're the same tier, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this garbage.
Kaiju number 8.
S. No, I would rank it an A. Mid A, definitely. It is. You really should check it out, Matt. It's amazing.
Better than Attack on Titan?
I don't know because I'm further in Kaiju number 8 than Attack on Titan, so
I'd put it below AOT, but not far.
Okay, I put it just
really, really good.
IGN 21.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
In fact, let's actually move it beneath Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Gambling School. I can't remember the name of.
Kabutery.
So I've not read the manga for this.
I haven't read the manga either.
Me neither.
Being fully
we
honest.
should, because I loved the anime.
The anime.
We all appreciate the anime.
And the live action. Live action is also really good.
Okay. Next up is a thing almost certainly only I'm gonna rank. Kuroko no Basket. I love this. This is really good. I don't know how high I can place this without it being honestly like low A. It's basketball with superpowers. It's literally the middle school team called the Generation of Miracles, about these team where they all had superpowers and now they're going to different schools and they're facing each other. And the main character, Kuroko, had the power of being invisible on the court.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it as a low A.
I do know of it and I want to read it, but I haven't, so I can't say anything.
Oh, this is going to be divisive. So Demon Slayer. This is the cover of Volume 1, but I think it's only fair we rank it as an entirety.
If early on, I would have put it in like B or even A, but where we're at right now, low C, high D, I think is appropriate.
Unfortunately, I have to share the frustration with this. We're solely grading the manga.
So I'm in an unfair spot. Based on what we've read, I would rank it lower than My Hero Academia. But I haven't read enough of Hero Aka to be at like the same place story-wise. Demon Slayer is such a downward trajectory in quality. It's insane.
The drop off for the like Swordsmith Village and the Hashira training arcs, like
so the top of D for Demon Slayer.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do we kick My Hero down to D?
No.
I don't think Hero Aka dropped off as hard as Demon Slayer did.
It also
feels weird to me for them to be different tiers, but I'm willing.
It does, but
it is better art. It does.
I still think Hero Aka is worthy of being in mid.
Okay, fair.
All right.
Komi Can't Communicate.
I have not read the manga on this. I have read all the anime.
You've read all the anime?
I've watched all the anime. Sorry.
Very impressive.
So I've read the manga on this. I didn't like it. I didn't like the anime though. This is just I'm not a fan.
It pushed all of Matt's buttons.
I'm not a fan, but I will mark this as haven't read if Jay, you disagree firmly enough.
I mean, I'm being honest, I have not read the manga.
Okay. But do you feel offended by it being placed in D, which is where I was going to put it?
So I liked it, but there were parts that made me cringe. So
I think that's the point. I'm going to put it in haven't read. You guys know what my ranking was. Next up, something we've read: Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
Hell yeah!
A. That's an A.
I love Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer.
Yeah,
that's.
I was not expecting to like this one, and then I did, and then all was good.
I will put it above Baki, but beneath Kaiju number 8.
That's fair. I feel like if I read more Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, I'd disagree, but I haven't, so I can't say.
I really like it, but I acknowledge it is a certain kind of thing. Next up, Magi, a thing I've not read.
I have read it. I read the original Japanese, and I've also read a couple. No, I have actually not read this manga in English. No.
Okay. What would you rank it?
I would rank it similar to Fairy Tail.
Okay. So like mid, like super mid.
Yeah.
Let's put it in the middle of Eden Zero and Fairy Tail then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even realize that until now. Yeah, I've never read it in English.
I didn't even realize I had read this. Next up is Magu-chan, God of Destruction, a manga I've never read, but the Shonen Jump app desperately wants me to.
It's on my list of things I want to read, but I haven't.
Yep. Next up, Mashal, something we've done 2 episodes on.
I've been on neither.
And I think in both of those episodes, I've said I didn't really like it. But
I remember not being a fan, but if you're on the edge, and I encourage Matt again, the anime is amazing.
Okay, but we're not ranking the anime. Is the
I
problem.
know, but yeah, the manga, I would do the same.
I will put it as high D above Demon Slayer because it didn't outright offend me.
Demon Slayer offended me.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Future Diary.
I'm conflicted with this one because I hate that I love this so much.
It's really good.
It's really good.
My anti-yandere bias is killing my objective opinion on this.
I hate that I love it so much. I hate it.
Especially because this is the manga, so you get the crazy ending that you didn't get in the anime. So I'm feeling low A. I couldn't be convinced high B. Low A is good.
I want everyone to go through the trauma. So yes.
I cannot have an objective opinion on that one because of my anti-yandere bias.
Okie dokie. Next up, another one that Shonen Jump really wants me to read, but I'm not going to at the moment. Mori King. Not read.
Not read.
Next up, some weird prequel manga. It looks like probably Boruto's dad, Naruto.
Boruto's dad. Yeah.
Freaking boomer.
Raw nostalgia would have me put this at extremely high A.
Yeah, I enjoyed Naruto. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Naruto, but I'm also not gonna pretend like it.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I'm dating myself here, but it was between One Piece and Naruto, and we all know how I feel about One Piece, so it was Naruto.
The later stuff I'm not a fan of, but like,
yeah.
Everything up until when the anime turned into Shippuden, I really like.
Okay. Next up, Nisekoi, a thing I've not read.
Me neither.
And then followed up by Noah's Notes, a thing I don't even recognize but haven't read.
Have not read.
Next up, Noragami, a name I recognize but haven't read.
Mm-hmm.
I have not read this. I watched it.
Next up, some weird title, One Piece? No, that's S tier.
One Piece.
One Piece is good.
I can't.
One Piece is peak. One Piece is peak.
I can't.
You can't.
Whatever.
Do you disagree with the S tier, Jay, or?
I just was not a fan. I don't do pirates. I just don't.
Well, that's not fair that the subject matter is the reason you don't think it deserves an S.
That's why I said I'm not weighing in this. I was not a fan.
Okay. Ooh. Another podcast favorite. And really, I think only a podcast favorite. Platinum End.
Okay, that is A.
I have a lot of fun when we do Platinum End.
I love doing Platinum End episodes.
But we haven't done like past Cancer Dad dying though.
Yes, we have.
We did?
Yes.
Like a full reading?
Yes, we did a full episode without Cancer Dad.
Oh, right, because we did the fight with Virus Chick.
Well,
we did.
This is going down from S tier because you two didn't even remember an entire episode we did on it.
It's fine. No, I love Platinum End for all the wrong reasons.
Okay. Low A,
yeah.
It does have that great Death Note art, which is really just hard to.
It has the great Death Note art, and I'm an absolute sucker for Angel Wing aesthetics.
Fair. Okay. Next up, a thing I don't recognize: Siren.
Don't know it.
Okay, haven't read. Another thing I haven't read but do recognize: Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh no, I haven't read it. And,
heard things, haven't read it.
Based on everything I've heard, I don't want to.
I have lived vicariously through it through fellow manga podcast I listen to. Trash Manga Friends has done some Rent a Girlfriend stuff. Which, judging by the name of their podcast, probably not something we're gonna read.
Yep.
Rave Master.
Rave Master.
I did read this, and I would put it C. It's entertaining.
Yeah, I think C's fair.
I can put it with Eden Zero and Fairy Tail, and I will put it. You know what? I'll put it above Inuyasha because Rave Master at least feels original in parts. Real Account. I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is.
Guy stacking paper to the ceiling, I guess. I don't know.
Next up, Roboco. This is a gag manga that Shonen Jump. I read quite a lot of it because it was being advertised heavily in the app. I do not like this. I do not like gag manga. I really think it's below 7 Deadly Sins. I know that's going to be sacrilege, and no one can disagree with me because I'm certain my co-hosts haven't read this.
You are.
I'm aware of it. I didn't find it. I was not the target demographic for this.
It does have some fun covers for the volumes because all the volume covers are like parodies of Shonen Jump ones, but like
Yeah.
that doesn't make me want to read it.
I understand the gag. I was not the target audience for that. So.
Okay. Next up, Rosario Vampire.
Ooh.
Ooh,
This is trash, but it's my
is
trash, man.
It is delicious trash.
Mid B.
Mid B, yeah.
There's a lot of nostalgia in that ranking too.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, mid B because we acknowledge it.
We see you. We see you.
If I was being objective, it would be in C tier, but no, the nostalgia's carrying it hard right now.
Yep. Next up, speaking of nostalgia carrying things hard, but man, I love Rurouni Kenshin.
But hate it. I mean, if this is one of the things that we can divorce from the mangaka, yes, it's a solid.
I will say, I think it's weird he keeps getting work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I've not read Rurouni Kenshin, which is a shame because it is absolutely the kind of thing I would love.
Oh, would you like to? Because I have several volumes that you could read.
Yeah, and you don't have to give any money to anyone, so they're morally fine.
Yeah.
You know what? That sounds grand.
Yeah. Okay. Works out.
I will rank it low A because it's just based on like, I really love the plot. I love that era of Japanese history where like technology is causing. That's why Demon Slayer is so good because it's literally at the end of the age of people carrying swords because it's like illegal to carry swords.
Yeah.
And it's about someone who wants to leave their violent past behind them, but their violent past keeps coming back for them.
Yeah, and he fights with like the blunt edge of his swords when he pulls out the actual like sharp end. That's cool as hell.
He has a reverse blade sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. So low A. Psyche K. I have not read the manga for this.
Neither have I. I've watched a few episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
Me neither.
Next up, Saint Seiya. If you listen to our No Read November, I love Saint Seiya. I don't think my co-hosts have read any of the manga for it. It is a low B.
I've not. All right.
I'll put it at the bottom of B.
There you go.
Sakamoto Days.
I do really like Sakamoto Days. Just something about its gag structure really resonates with me.
I like it, but mostly because it's super casual. I'd say the top of C for me.
Yeah, top of C, like bottom of B, I think is fair.
Okay. Cool.
There's just something about it that like really is like super chill.
It's got that Gintama vibe.
Okay,
next up, Samurai Champloo. I've not read the manga for this.
Yeah, Samurai Champloo.
I have not read the manga.
Unfortunately, the manga is much it's nowhere near as good as the anime. So if we're ranking purely on the manga, I gotta give it low C to D tier. If we're talking about the anime, peak for me, but the manga is not as good.
Now, would you say the manga ranks higher or lower than Demon Slayer?
I would say lower, only because Demon Slayer was good.
Okay, fair.
At some point.
Skeet Dance.
I'm sorry?
The title of this is very funny. I've not read it.
Me neither.
Shaman King.
Ooh.
We need to do an episode on this because I'm worried how much my nostalgia is carrying this.
Same.
I feel mid B. Yeah, I feel it ahead of Black Clover. I feels like a good place for it.
Yeah.
Ooh, Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk is a slam dunk. I want to put it at the bottom of A, but I can be talked down because it is a sports manga.
I don't have much of an opinion. I don't know why. Like I was thinking.
I will put it at the bottom of A
because
it is very good. But speaking of gag manga, Dr. Slump.
Haven't read, but everything that I've ever been told about it makes me know I don't want to.
I think it's funnier than Dragon Ball because I don't think a lot of the jokes in Dragon Ball land for me. I feel like mid D, honestly. Soul Eater. Ooh.
My problem with this is that I really don't like the ending of the Soul Eater manga compared to the anime.
Well, that's just a bad choice. You prefer Maka becoming a scythe?
Nah,
The Soul Eater anime has a terrible ending, like thematically.
maybe it's been too long.
Not liking the end of the manga is okay. Like,
yeah, maybe it's been too long since I read it. I don't know which one is which anymore. But I would say B tier.
I agree. I would rank it higher than Dead Man Wonderland at the very. Actually, I'd probably rank it higher than Shaman King. In fact, I'll put it right with Rosario plus Vamp. I'll put it above Rosario Vampire.
There you go.
I'll put it above Jujutsu Kaisen.
There you go.
I have nothing to say.
Okay. So counterpoint, Soul Eater not.
This is a not read. I watched some of the anime and didn't care.
I didn't like it, but I will put it at the top of D.
It didn't fail in its mission.
Actually, you know what? I'll put it at the bottom of C. It's solidly mid.
There you go.
Oh, Soma.
Yeah.
Food Wars.
We love Food Wars. But is it S?
I put it in S, but I'm regretting that now because it does fall off pretty hard.
Yeah.
Top of A is where I'm
top
feeling.
of A. This was a very delicious anime, and I love it, and I love the characters.
Yep.
I will put it at the head of Attack on Titan, below Fire Punch. That feels like a good place for it. Spy Family.
I would put that in A. It's wholesome.
You're not putting that in S?
I'm putting that in S, honestly.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, it is really, really good. I don't have any complaints so far. But I think it's like putting an S is like something that is like, well, I can't say that because I didn't finish Blue Lock either.
Yeah, I was about to say, where are you going with it?
I don't know. This is just me thinking out loud.
Okay. So me and Sam are thinking bottom of S. Are you thinking top of A?
I mean,
I could be
would give it
convinced the very top of A.
I would give it S for wholesome.
All right.
Yeah, it's very wholesome. I really don't have any complaints.
That being said, I do fully agree. Bottom of S.
Yeah.
It has just barely made it to the S tier. Okay. Teasing Master Tatagi-san. I don't think either of you have read this. It's fun. It's cute. I would put it like mid B. Prince of Tennis.
I have not read this manga. So I don't know.
I think it's pretty mid, and I like manga.
C feels right. C feels right.
I'll put it after Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, that's fair.
To Love Ru.
Not actually read the manga.
I've read the manga. It's in the same level of trash as Rosario Vampire. Oh, but does it deserve a B? No, it doesn't. Let's put it C tier ahead of Cells at Work. In fact, actually, what's Boba doing there? There we go. Okay. Next up, To Your Eternity. This is not something we've read, but this has been recommended to us, and I read the first chapter and said, yes, we need to do an episode on it. So I will put it under haven't read, but look forward to that somewhere in the future. This seems really up our collective jams. I hated that phrase the second I said it. Okay, getting to the final row. Toriko. Man, I wish.
This was everything that Shigeki no Soma like perfected. It was like DBZ and Shigeki no Soma rolled into one. C, yeah. I would put it top of C.
I would put it top of C too. It
had the corn of Dragon Ball, but it had the culinary like aspect of Shigeki no Soma. It was weird.
Okay,
that's fair.
Cool. Time Paradox Ghostwriter, I think, is what it is.
Yeah.
Not read it.
Have you read Steins Gate? Time travel.
I mean, they're both about time travel, but otherwise, I don't think they're very similar.
I thought there was a microwave involved in that one as well. I don't know.
Oh, there might be. Promise Neverland.
Promise Neverland. I really like Promise Neverland.
I like it.
That's an A tier.
It's an A for me.
Tier.
They did child horror in a way that I just like chef's kiss. I love it.
I would put it below Biscuit Hammer, but above Baki.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay. Trigun.
Not actually
Not
read the
this manga.
The manga's pretty fun. I would put it at the bottom of B.
I enjoyed the anime plenty, but not read the manga, so I can't argue.
So this is something we have read. Tokyo Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers, I think is.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. How dare you get it out of that? You get it out of there. It goes all the way up.
I don't think it goes all the way up, but I would.
Is this the top of S tier, Jay? Is that where you're going with Tokyo Revengers?
No, I would put it like mid B. I enjoyed it.
I feel like that's fair.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like it's worse than.
I would put it next to Haikyuu, actually.
Okay, I will put it between Haikyuu and Black Clover.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. U19. I have no idea what this is.
I don't know what that is.
No idea.
U Kilders. I have no idea what that is.
No clue.
Undead Unluck.
Ooh. That
have not.
That is again testing the limits of like, is this actually trash? For what we've read, yeah, it's pretty trash, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Undead Unluck is fun. I think I had a lot of complaints about it not being very good, but
I feel like if I let it cook a little bit longer, it would have been like, nah, bro, trust me, it gets good after 30 chapters. But for what we've read, I think like low B, high C is appropriate.
I think bottom of B.
Bottom of B.
It's better than Toriko, and Toriko is what we've decided is the top of mid. So
yep, it's got
mid.
I had a fun enough time with its premise. So yeah.
Oh man, good thing Jacob's not on this episode because the Yu-Gi-Oh manga. I don't think the manga's paced very well.
Yeah, you're kind of right about that.
Yeah, you're kind of right. When you're right, you're right.
Especially if we're talking about before Duelist Kingdom. Before Duelist Kingdom, when it's just like the Monster of the Week games.
Yeah,
it's not as strong as it could be. I still think like it in like mid to upper C tier, especially because like based on the cover that we've got here, it's
volume 1. I'll put it above Super. I have a lot of hesitance going any higher in C tier than that.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yoramashi no Pedal. This is my competitive cycling manga I love. We got a lot of sports manga that no one else can rate. Mid B, honestly. I like it more than Haikyuu, but I acknowledge I was outvoted on that, so I will put it below Black Clover.
All right.
It's fun. Oh man, this is some kind of weird ghost thing. Oh wait, it's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
Unfortunately, only watched the anime, not read the manga.
I read the manga. The manga's even better than the anime. Heck yes. That is an S tier for me. I love this.
I feel high A.
Sam has no comment.
I've like I said, I haven't read the manga.
It winds
my
up very
OG
close.
favorite of everything.
It winds up very close to Hunter x Hunter in our rankings, and I feel like that's very fair.
I told you. We are split among siblings. I love the Yu Hakusho so much.
So I have read the manga for this. Zatch Bell is pretty fun, but it is objectively trash.
Yeah, that's another watched anime, didn't read manga for me.
I would put it next to Reborn. I'd put it between Reborn and Rave Master. I feel like that's a good place for it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good place. Honestly, I would get them all confused because they came out around the same time anyway.
Okay. Next up, probably something only I've read the manga for, is Sayonara Zetsube Sensei. I don't really like it.
Okay.
But I acknowledge that's a personal taste thing. I feel pretty D tier about it. In fact, actually, I'm going to put it below Dr. Slump. because Dr. Slump at least has had the occasional funny thing that got a chuckle out of me. Coming up to the near end of our list, we have Akane Banashi, something Shonen Jump app really wanted me to read, and then I read and didn't like it. It's basically a girl following in her father's footsteps, where he was like, there's a style of Japanese storytelling where it's like one person who essentially does all parts of a play. And the manga's about her being very good at that. And I read a bunch of chapters and kind of just fell off it. I did not enjoy it. But that's a taste thing. But I also kind of, I don't know. I would put it right next to Hikaru no Go because it's that same level of mid. But like kind of just boring mid. And it doesn't even elicit like an angry response from me like Demon Slayer. Actually, you're right. It should go ahead of Demon Slayer.
There you go.
Okay. And last but not least, Kagurabachi is F. Really? No arguments there. So with that, we have done a full rating thing. If you want to see our tier list, we're going to be posting that on our Twitter at OverMangaCast. Sam, why don't you tell the people how they can reach us?
Yeah, you can find us on all your social medias at OverMangaCast, Twitter, like Matt just said, Facebook, Instagram, any of those places.
And as always, we appreciate reviews in any and all forms. Go ahead, reach out to us, overmangacast@gmail.com. Go ahead, comment on our YouTube videos, which go out at a 2-week delay, OverMangaCast on YouTube. And, anywhere you can give us a review, just go ahead, give us some 5 stars. Hopefully we will be back with a manga next week.
Yep, fingers crossed.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.